every speaker that got up at that protest tonight asked the crowd to march. They incited the crowd to march. And it was really something that was quite inflammatory, in fact. It got to the point that I believe the crowd really took part in some type of contagion of groupthink, where we saw ordinary people who really took part in something that I don't think they would normally do, and that is openly and willingly break the law. So it got to a point where officers were being threatened, jostled and assaulted, and we had to enact powers to move that crowd on and direct them out of the CBD. This resulted in a number of what I would call melees, rolling fights at times, and violent behaviour by members of that crowd. I had 10 police officers assaulted, and I'm really upset about it. During this protest activity, it took a number of hours to clear the city from this melee. It was outrageous, the behaviour we saw across Sydney streets tonight, and I'm really, really disappointed by it. I'm more disappointed by the leaders who stood up and asked for people to disobey the law, to break the law, and to do the wrong thing. Numerous requests were given to them, numerous directions were given to them to leave the CBD. We did not want any conflict. Our Commissioner from over a week ago spoke about this. I've spoken to the media about it. Superintendent Paul Dunson's spoken in the media about it. We did not want conflict. We did not want clashes with protesters. Yet, despite all of that, it seems some people were adamant that that is exactly what they want, and that is what took place. So 27 people were arrested tonight, 10 for assault police, others for failing to comply with move on directions and associated offences. We did utilise our powers under the Public Assembly Restriction Declaration. We did use our powers under the Major Offence Declaration. It took hours and hours to clear the CBD tonight, and it was really quite precarious at times for our officers, who were significantly outnumbered by the protesters and the people who wanted to act in a violent and offensive manner. So I'm very proud of the police officers and the job they did tonight. I'm very proud of those officers who came to work not to be put in this position, but to keep the community safe, because that's what it was all about. We are still coming off the back, only weeks off, Australia's largest terrorism attack. And we have to take that into consideration. Tonight, another event took place with thousands of mourners from the Jewish community. Now, we couldn't advertise that at the time, but we had to be very careful that people didn't come into contact with each other and these sort of clashes take place. Sometimes we can't always come out and say our rationale behind why we do things operationally, but there is always a reason behind it. I'm also aware of a number of videos which have been placed on social media by people, very quick to put them up, and I'll say this, out of context, I can understand why people looking at them might be quite concerned. I can understand why one video in particular, it might even be offensive to people, but I will say this, please understand they are small videos being put up, and I would say out of context of what was a rolling melee of violence and un-Australian and inappropriate behaviour tonight, or inappropriate behaviour tonight. And it was really disappointing to see. We have to work with these protest groups going into the future, and this hasn't done them any favours, I can tell you now, because they're always very quick to say they don't want violence, they don't want conflict, but when they're on microphones telling crowds to do the wrong thing, telling crowds to take on the police, well, this is what happens. You end up with these sort of clashes. So thankfully, no one seriously hurt tonight. There were people treated by ambulance, mostly for things like OC spray and the like. 10 police officers, as I said, assaulted. None of those seriously, thank goodness. And I'm really disappointed, but we've come to the end of the night, and I'm sure more of this will be fleshed out in the following days as to what took place and why, and how things can be done better in the future.